Hey guys, welcome to Excel tutorial channel again, and in this video we will cover the basics of text function, and from now on we will cover in detail about the text functions and how you can manipulate your text data in your worksheet. So keep following this video because you're gonna learn so much about text functions in this video. Suppose you have some text data which you want to manipulate in your worksheet, like you want to extract some part of the sentences, some part of the word, and you want to substitute those sentences or those words, or if you want to join strings like two particular cells, you can also do that with these particular functions. So we will cover the basics of this in this worksheet, and we will also cover the advanced using the separate strings, count words, text to columns, find, search, change case, etc. in upcoming days. So you should subscribe to the channel because we're gonna cover so much about Excel in detail. You can also log on to our website to watch other episodes. So let's get started. So here we have the very basic sheet here because this is the overview, and we have the student name here and the classes, right? So we have the class here 10, 10, 9, and you can see Joseph D'Souza, Joshua Kimmich, Carol Roll, Jane Digo, Rodri Paul, Davies Alfonso, and etc. So here in the first part of this video, we're gonna join strings in Excel. So to join strings in Excel, we can use two functions here. First, we can use the simple AND operator, or you can say concatenate operator, which is shift plus 7, which you have, which is this and we can use this particular operator to join students and class. How are we gonna do that? Simply type equal to, select this cell, give it a space, and add the concatenate operator or AND operator, and here you can add the space, and to join with the class we will again add the concatenate operator, and here we will add this particular cell to join this plus this, and let's see what we get. Here we get is Joseph D'Souza 10. So if you want to add something here like string or like a comma here, you can also do that simply with like this, and if you enter this, so here we go, we have added this particular here. Let me drag this to this here. So you have Joshua D'Souza, which is class 10 here, and if we apply to all, so we get all the details of other students also. So that's how you can join strings in Excel. So it's that easy, right? So that was the first part of this. So in the next function, we will cover the left function. So what is left function? Let's see the arguments of left function here. So here we have the text and number of characters. So left function will be used to extract the leftmost character from a string. Okay, so if say it's a text here, so for the text part we will enter this, and in the next it says the numcrax with cars, which is the number of characters which we want to find or include in this particular cell. So to extract number of characters, we need to add for here the first name here, which is Joseph. So to include that, we have how many characters here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 characters here. So if we type 6, and there you go, we have find the Joseph here. Obviously we don't have the 6 characters here in all of our students' name, which is not practical at the moment, but just to understand this particular function, we have used this particular example. So if in case we apply to all, as you can see, most of the first name has been included, plus some other characters are also included. So you must be wondering why Excel has included this space part. As we have covered in the previous videos, if you have watched all our videos, you may know right now, because even the space is the character for Excel. Excel also include the spaces also. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and here I had the 5. 5th is the space, and 6th will be the next, which is the last name of this particular student, which is the D. Same goes for Lisa B, right? we have included the 6 characters here. So in the next part, we will cover the right, as we have covered in the left, which extract the leftmost characters, and with the right function, it extract the rightmost character. So in this case, we will gonna find the last name of the student. So to do that, here we have the right here. So text, which will be the cell number, and here is number of characters. So we're gonna find the last name. So we need to select the number of characters of the last name, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we have 6 again. So if we close the bracket here and click enter, so we got the D'Souza here. So when we apply to all, as you can see, some have included the first name also, like Jane Digo, we have 4. 50 is the space character, and E is the last character of the first name. So here how you can use your right function in Excel. So in the next part, we will cover the mid function. So mid function helps to extract a substring starting in the middle of the string. So we tell the Excel from where you can start extracting our data. So let's first understand the arguments of mid. So here we have the text, which is this, and starting number. So let's see, we're gonna find from EPHDZ, which is the 6th character here. So let's see if we can do that. So starting number will be first, second, third, fourth. So starting number will be the 4th, right? And number of characters here we need is 6. And if we close it down, let's see, we can find it. Yes, we have find the EPH, and space is also the 4th character. 5th character will be D and Z. So this is what we need to find. If you have some data which you want to find something in between, like you have a sentences here and you want to just extract some part of it, like from the middle or from n number of characters, you can use this particular function, right? So this is the mid function. So LAN, length function. To get the length of a string or your data or your sentence or your text data, you can use the LAN function. So we have covered length function in various other functions formulas in our particular videos. So here is the overview. If you haven't learned this till now, you can also get this by now. So len is very straightforward. This is the text, and it will tell us the characters of this particular data. So there are 13 characters. If you can cross check, you can do the same. So this is very straightforward here. So that's how you can use the length function. Length function is basically a helper function to other functions, like in the VLOOKUP part and other main functions like HLOOKUP, XLOOKUP. And if you want to find something in your data, so if you want to add some of your data, you can we use this length function as a helper function, not as a main. So if you need such type of function in your particular worksheet, you can use this particular function, which is the length function, to get the length of a string, right? So next part of text function is find function. So in this function, we use find function to find the position of a substring in a string. Okay, and it's a bit confusing, but to find position of some string you mentioned in your formula or function, you can use the find function. So let's get to know the argument of find function. So here is find text and within text. So if you want to let the know the position of particular text, like we're gonna find the position of D'Souza here. So how are we gonna do that? Here, right? And within text will be the cell number, and we close the brackets here, a parenthesis. Let's see what it says. So it says the 8th position. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the space, and yes, 8th position. So D'Souza is on the 8th character, starting character of this particular cell. So we will also cover this particular find function, which is also the helper function to the other main functions, which is the lookup function, and we have used in various formulas which you can find in our website exceltutorial.net, right? Go to the last function of this particular video, which is the substitute function. As the name suggests, this particular function is to replace existing text with the new text in a string. Like your teacher or your coordinator comes along and he or she says, so this is something wrong in your student name. So your coordinator or your teacher says it's a Joseph Kimmich, not Joseph D'Souza. And to correct that, we will use the substitute function. You can also go that and just correct like here, right? Because it is just to one or two sentences, you can correct it manually. But if you have loads of data, it's very hard to correct one and each values in your cells. So to counter that and to resolve that, we will use the substitute function here. And this is the very basic examples, so we will cover in detail where we can use these particular function in our video. And we have used the substitute function, which you can also find in our channel. So here we have substitute and the text will be this. So we have two other arguments here, which is the old text and the new text. So old text, which is our old text, D'Souza, right? And we want to change it to Kimmich and close the parenthesis or brackets and click enter. So we have got the new name, which is the Joseph Kimmich, and the Joshua Kimmich is the Joshua D'Souza. So again, for the further practice, here we will get the text. And to know any function in Excel, you must understand the arguments here, like text, old text, new text. And half of the time you get all the function reading this particular text. Either Google it or you can also search on Microsoft Excel's official website. So here the old text is Kimmich and a new text is D'Souza. There you go. So we got the Joseph Kimmich and Joshua D'Souza, and this is, I know this is why we use this particular function when we can, edit it manually, because this is just a 14 values, but in your case you may have thousands of values which you want to correct. You can use this particular function to do it for the same. So that's it. This is the overview video of text function in Excel. So if you liked it, please click the like button if you have learned something, and if you want to share this to your friend or colleague, you can also share by clicking the share button. If you want to learn more about the Excel and Excel functionality, which we have covered a lot in the past, which we will also cover in the upcoming days and months and year, you can also subscribe to our channel. So see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.